Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. That's very inspiring for me. So thank you. Thank you.
So we just have 3 players today. We're going to do about 45 minutes each. We might take a break after the second one. If you have questions about the lesson that Anna gives each student, you maybe can ask those right after the lesson, but if you have other questions, we'll do a Q&A at the end. So we just kind of want to stay on track. Everybody wants to know just how Anna manages to do what she does. So
If you have questions at the end, we can absolutely, we can do Q&A. So.
Okay. Brian.
Hello, Brian.
So this is another call.
Here?
Yeah.
So you need the
I don't need it, but it's...
Yes, I really love what you're doing with the piece, and I know you're trying to explore a lot of different colors when you're playing. And you know, I think that was that my main suggestion. We'll go into the piece from the beginning, but I think my main suggestion for the entire piece is to create really these beautiful sounds and explore the sound of the guitar more.
Okay.
Because I think that's what he's asking for, especially in the beginning. There's this beautiful arpeggio that you can really find a way to express each note in a certain way. And you know, sometimes with music, you can really create these beautiful moods for the listeners to experience, you know. So, and yeah, that's you did a very nice job. But you know, you can always do more. You can always explore more and more and more because guitar has a lot of different possibilities to play. So, I will leave it up to you how you want to do it. You don't necessarily have to move your hand. If you want to here and there, you don't have to do that. You can create different colors with staying in the same place. It's just about how much pressure you use with your nail and with your fingers. So it's all about the pressure, and you can be, you know, smooth, but you can also be loud at the same time. So so that's what was missing a little bit in the beginning. You know, I would like, let's start from the beginning. And you also have the same thing at the end, right? It's the same, the same music. So the way you're beginning the piece and the way you're ending it is very important. I think that's what people really remember, the ending, of course. That's what you leave them with, right? So you have to, let's try to find a way to make it magical, okay? A few technical questions before we go from the beginning. Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. By the way, your hands look very good. I was watching your hands. I just want to make sure that technically everything is okay. Do you have any tension in the left hand?
Left hand?
Yeah, like when you're playing something technically
I probably
difficult.
do, but I don't really notice.
Okay. So when you're playing something that's technically difficult, for example, that little passage that was, does it start there?
It's difficult up here.
Yeah.
The bar is challenging.
Okay. Okay, good. The reason why I'm asking is because sometimes when we have something that's very difficult technically, we tend to tense up more. I think it's just like a psychological response to that. We know that place is coming, and then we're tensing up, or you know, our hand gets cramped, and you should do the opposite. You should relax at that. If you know that there is a difficult spot coming, you have to relax your hand, not tense it up, because that makes everything worse.
Yeah.
So, do you practice this piece in sections, or
Yeah.
you do? So you practice difficult sections.
Difficult sections slowly,
Mhm.
and then do part by part.
Okay, good. Good. So that little section there, just make sure that you practice just that bar that's difficult, and then you have to try to sense that relaxation here.
Okay.
You know, if you need to stop, just relax your hand and then do it again. Relax, do it again until you find that right balance in your hand. That you know, it's always actually ideally it should always be relaxed, but that's not always possible. So as much as you can do in those terms, yeah, you should. Okay, and then as far as the right hand, I just noticed sometimes I don't know if it was an accident or you were repeating the same finger sometimes.
I do that.
So you know that you do that, right? So you have to always alternate, because repeating the same finger it's not good. It's technically and also musically.
Okay.
So make sure you always alternate. Do you write down your right hand fingerings, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially in this Auditorium section.
Yeah, keep doing that, because it's important to know which fingers you're using, so that you don't change it. It should always be the same. And you know, of course it's normal to be a little bit nervous especially when you're playing in front of the audience. Make sure that right hand is as steady as it can be. You can also keep it closer to the string, so that you don't have the distance in between the fingers and the string, okay? So, okay, good. Let's go from the beginning. And so the beginning, these arpeggios, or they're not arpeggios, but you know what I mean. So you have these, make sure you can stretch them out, don't rush through each note.
Okay.
And then you can also take a break here and here. Let the sound last longer. You don't have to rush from one bar to another. You can let that sound really into the audience. And let us anticipate the next note. Okay? Yeah, let's go. Good, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna tune to you because okay, good, thank you. So it's beautiful, we just let's explore more the sounds. So the first one, right? I think even from the first note, before you start playing, you should always think about what you're trying to say in this first bar, the first note. Take a little bit of time to anticipate that first note. And so it doesn't just come like, out of nowhere, that you really are prepared to play the first note. And like I said, take your time with the notes. You don't have to rush, with each note. I think there should be a little bit of space in between the notes, okay? And then here, let that note ring for a little bit longer, okay? Let's do it one more time, please. Yeah, and we gotta hear that note. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just going to work on details, but you understand what I mean by taking the time and letting the time in between the notes a little bit more, right? And with that first note, you can dig into the really. Let us hear that first note, and then it's kind of like a conversation. Then you have more, and then with each bar you have more and more and more. These chords are very, very beautiful. So here also, let us hear all the notes in the chord, not just the upper voice and the lower voice. Can you do the chords for me, please? Yeah, dig into the string more so we can hear the bass, the note, the middle voice, all the voices. You gotta dig into the string a little more. Let's try that. Yeah. Just listen to the. And then when you want to bring out the notes, you gotta push into the string a little more. As opposed to if you play on the surface, the sound is very soft. You have to dig more into the string. Okay?
I'll try.
Keep going. Yes, very nice. Let's experiment a little bit more with the sound. So he wants mezzo forte, right? So, can you go a little bit here so that you have that warmth? Okay. Great. It's a tricky one. Yeah, just make sure you plant it in the correct spot where you have to do it. Yeah. Very nice. It's getting better. What do you think about this? Letting the time and the space and creating that. Even silence sometimes it's okay in music. We don't always have to fill every minute with a lot of notes. We can also create silence as part of the music. It's not so I liked it when you're taking your time. By the way, he also has these, right?
Yeah.
So you can really wait even longer.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to rush to the next one. One more time, please, for me. Just with that more warmer sound. Yeah. And I think with each of them, you have to give us a little bit more sound. Yeah. So and then with this one, with this A, we also have to hear that better also. Okay. So softer, louder, like a little crescendo through those
phrase.
bars. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Very nice. Let us hear. You don't have to rush through that. You just let us hear every note, okay? Yeah. Yeah, that last one is like an echo, as it says. So it's somewhere in the distance. The first one is louder and the other one is softer. So again, you can change the color and go more here, but really create the contrast. It's a really nice, when that happens. Can you do that? Yeah, even more so. With the contrast with guitar is it's hard to create this big contrast, the big pianos and then the big fortes. It's hard. We always have to find a way to do it, but it's nice when it happens, and it's also necessary because sometimes the contrast we think we're doing enough, but we're not doing enough. It's not so visible and heard in the audience. You have to exaggerate with the color. So piano, really a piano, then forte has to be really powerful, and then back to piano. So it's all about the pressure of the right hand. It's not about moving it, but it's more about how much pressure you're using. So creating contrast is important. Let's do it one more time, but with more contrast and dynamic here. The tempo is very good, and you're not rushing to it, so that's good. But you need to bring up the upper voice a little more. We need to hear the melody, okay? And then when the bass comes, you're gonna have to bring the bass, right? So it's kind of like a conversation between the upper voice and the lower voice. First, you're bringing the upper voice, right? Do you sometimes practice separate voices, like upper voice and then You should try that because it's very helpful. Because that's really how you hear what's happening in the music. If you're always playing everything together, it kind of all blends together. So we don't really have a chance to hear the movement in all the different voices. So, like when I played for you here, and then I played the bass, right? You can hear it better, and then you can put it all together, right? And then it's more you're understanding it better. So that's what it's missing, just the upper voice a little more. Please, sorry, it's wrong. It's the B. Yeah. Oh, I don't play this, but yeah, you play. Go ahead. So let's try to experiment a little bit with that. When you have something that is difficult technically, take your time to change positions. You don't have to rush there. Okay, like here, there are some places, especially here. Okay, and also what is missing, you have to connect more the notes together, so they don't sound like note, but more connection and more smoothness. One more time, please. But I really want you to focus on that, the upper voice, if you can, and bring it out as much as you can, please. Good. Here, sorry to interrupt you, but this is a beautiful note, right? We gotta hear more of that. This is the upper note, right? Everything is kind of going towards that, so we gotta hear that more. Okay. Also, what we talked about, the notes in the chords, they have to come out more. You have to bring them. So dig into those notes, dig into those chords, so that we can really hear everything that's going on within the structure of the chord. Okay? And it's okay to have, again, more dynamics. You have to find a way to move musically. So maybe you start a little bit softer, right? Then give us more. Pam, 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 a little more dynamics. Okay, please. Good, more. More. work on that at home,
Okay.
in that section from here to here. Because there's a lot of sections in this piece. You have this first section, right? And then the second, and then again, now we're entering another one
Great.
here, right? Sounds very happy. So you can create another color and something different than the one before. So it would be good to practice in sections. And then within every section, you have to find what you want to do musically. It's really your decision. You're the performer, and you're going to have to make this decision how you want to interpret each of these sections. So yes, but not to repeat myself, but the contrast, the sound, the experimentation with different positions. If you want to move your hand, you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just something to explore more. Okay, let's go to this one. So this is a little bit more free, He wants the piano here, but he wants those dynamics, right? Ba, and then right. So you have to do it again, more crescendo, more decrescendo here. Yeah, please. Good. And relax your hand when you're changing position. Can you just do the first one and that? Yeah. Just relax your hand when you're moving to the next position, okay?
I'll try. That sounds better.
Yeah, it's all about how much how relaxed your hand is. So if you're tensing up, it's not good.
Yeah.
You have to really have that smooth transition from here to here. And you can also prepare your fingers while you're in the air before you actually press, right? So don't do like this and then change it. Do it smoothly before you actually get there.
Okay.
Please. Good. Keep going. Good. Here are the chords again. Let us hear. You can also do a crescendo, more sound. Okay. Here. Good. All right, good. Let's go to the next section. So here, there's some technical things here I think need to be worked on. Okay, please. Good. So this ongoing, right? It's ongoing. It's so you have to keep it as even as possible, even in terms of the sound. So it's not like it's not like that, but you're doing a great job. But you just need to a little bit more control over the sound.
Yeah.
Do you want to accent some notes or you don't?
It's hard to keep track of how many beats I play, so I kind of accent to know how many I played.
Yeah, I know that's very helpful, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay. You can do that. I think it's good to keep track, right? Because there's so many.
Yeah.
So if you want to accent, you can accent the first beat, and then you just have like 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. So And then maybe the first beat, because it makes more sense to just do the front. Right, and then, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'll try.
But not too much. Just a little bit, yeah. Please, yeah. Try to control that sound as much as you can. When all the other bass is coming, it of course is difficult. So, how do you practice that? Do you practice that separately?
I play slowly, and I've been doing like slow practice and just getting like a feel for how many beats I play, and like memorizing in like brackets how many I play, and then same with bass. I don't know. It's a mix.
Okay.
Slow.
Yeah. Is there a way for you to keep track? Are you counting? Are you thinking about? Are you counting?
I'm counting the amount of IMs and IMs I do, and then I know I need to play 3 IMs, and then that's when the bass comes in.
Okay. Yeah, because it's important to keep track, right, of what you're doing. And sometimes counting, of course, we have to count, so that might be helpful. But you have to find your own way to do that. So. Okay, let's do it. But the key, really, to have this as smooth as possible, and kind of somewhere in the background, everything else. So you have to kind of rearrange your brain to think, okay, I have to bring these out, right, and then the lower voice, right?
It needs to be clear.
Yeah, it needs to be just a little bit clearer. So let's do it. You're doing great. It's not easy. It's a difficult part. You're doing great. That was all good. But the only thing is when the real bass comes in here, you have to
It's difficult.
Yeah, that's a difficult part, right? So because you have so you have to also find a way to perhaps focus more on the bass here. Accent the first. It starts with this one, right? Right. So the first beat is important.
Right.
Maybe you can accent that one, so that you can keep track of it. Do you mind starting from here? You see, he even has these accents. So this one here.
Yeah.
And this one also. So you can follow just what is written in the score.
Yeah.
Okay? One more time, please. Good. Keep going.
Should keep going. So here.
beautiful. It's kind of a haunting melody, right? But we've had it here, right? In the beginning. Is it? Is it similar? Yeah. Can you play the beginning? Yeah. So it's basically that here, with some alterations. So what is missing a little bit here, you know, these changings in. Even he says, right, a big crescendo, right, and then little. So it's kind of you're phrasing, you're shaping these notes into something. Otherwise, it's beautiful, but it's a lot of notes, right? We need to find a way to emphasize some of them and some of them not. So that's why I think he wants again that movement. It's like water rolling.
Yeah, that's what this part is about.
Yeah, exactly. So let's try to create that.
Okay.
Good. So more that upper note. Let us hear that, okay? Movement. Something in between the notes, like you're digging into that, and then you're bringing all the upper voice. I'm just exaggerating it now, but you know what I mean. Just do more movement. Bum. Okay, one more time, please. Upper note, high note. It's beautiful when we bring out the high note. You know, a little more oomph. So please, here. Beautiful. That's very nice. That's what I was kind of looking for. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. That's what I was looking more. You know, if I say more, you're probably thinking what more, but it's that more movement and sound, and it's almost like you're like moving with the notes. If the notes are going up, you're doing a crescendo. If the notes are going down, you're doing a decrescendo. So you are creating that. And this was beautiful when you did the bass here. That was so nice. I mean, that's like those moments are worth really, everything. So let me do that. I want to hear this again. You did a really nice job with that.
Do you mind if I start?
Yeah, of course. back to the same as the beginning. And I think you should end with more mystery, you know, it's like piano and then pianissimo, so it's like everything is disappearing, right? So let's work on that a little bit, because like I said, beginnings and endings are important, so you have to, at the end, you have to really create that mystery. Can you play from here? So, this is nice. I think more, I think it's a good idea to end very, very soft. So this last one is almost like, we can hear it, but it's, again, somewhere in the distance, okay? So a little more softer color. You can go here, it's okay if you go, yeah. Just warm, a little more warmer. Very good job. Thank you so much for playing today. At 10 a.m. in the morning, it's not easy to play, but you did great. Do you have any questions?
What do you think of this part right here? It's very rhythmic, the bass. Is there anything I can improve on?
Yeah, it's kind of very similar to what we talked about before.
Okay.
The bass, you have to...
The voice, bass, bringing that out.
Yeah, bringing that out more. Just, controlled sound, which comes from just slow practicing and try those, practicing the separate voices.
Okay.
Separate voices separately. And then, upper voice and lower is very, very helpful, because you can really hear, not that you can also hear it, but technically it also helps. And then you put it all together. And then, yeah, so I thought it was very nice. It just needs a little more section work, just this section, and then slow practicing, kind of similar to what we talked about before, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks.